Hey everyone, this is Cindy, and I finished my second bee journal, and I just thought I'd do a real quick flip through. I really like this one. It's got a really vibrant blue color, and I decorated the front with this printout I got from Bountiful Heirlooms.blogspot, and I made this little fabric cluster thing. I did some slow stitching around it, and this is just a little lace paper cluster here. Got rickrack on the spine, 2-inch spine covered with fabric, 3 signatures. The rickrack goes all the way around. Hair tie and post closure. And it's got, I said, 3 signatures, 156 pages altogether. All right, let's take a look. I did another bee journal, and I talked about all the papers I use for it. The papers I use for it are basically the same I did for this one. I just printed everything twice. So if I can't remember exactly, you can definitely refer to that video. It's several videos down, but not too many. So, okay. I did a video, I think I've uploaded it by now, that showed me with my ephemera box. I just drew something out blindly, and I had to make it work for this journal. And the journaling card tag basket I drew from, I drew this greeting card, and it was blank. And I just put it to the front cover because it was too wide to go anywhere else. I decorated it with fabric and fabric ruffle and fabric here and a little bit of lace, inked it all up. Inside I did some stenciling and a stamp, and it just makes a little opening journaling spot. And on the front of this signature cover, I put this cluster of items just down the front of the edge of the page, and it's just a little bit of everything. I get it out of my bit box and just glue it on a strip of paper, then glue it on here. Here's one of the papers. It's from Hello Susan. It's called Vintage Bees. That's the main paper kit in here, and you'll see a few other things as well. And I printed these on the coffee dye paper, so that's if the colors are a little off or not as vibrant, that's why. These papers, I have no clue where they came from. I just found them in my stash. And they're actually pages with this blue trim around them. And they were too small, so I just stitched 2 of them together and just hinged them that way. And on this side, I have an index card covered with this fabric. And I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. Yeah. And just stitched around it and then made a side pocket. And this is just some Tim Holtz paper I had. I think it was coffee dyed. I just put it in there. Fit perfect. I had a book on bees and wasp, and the pages were perfect sizes. I just had to fold it in a little, but it's got some really pretty colorful pictures. Coffee dyed lined paper. This was from Robin. She just sent it some Happy Mail, and it was perfect for this journal. It had the blue and the yellows, and it was a calendar, and then you opened it up, there was writing there, so I just glued this. This is a stamped image, a stamp I've had from the scrapbooking days, and just stamped it on some paper and then cut it out and glued it there. This is from my own collection. I just have a master board with all this stuff collaged on it, and I just put it in my copier and just made it a scrapbook page for this journal. And on this side is a thing on hives cut from a children's dictionary, and I glued it to some old music paper, and then there's some book page behind it to kind of stabilize it all. And another index card that's got fabric on it that's been stitched around. Found blue deli paper in my stash. This is some copy paper, yellow. Another from Hello Susan, scrapbook paper. And I made a pocket or envelope out of children's book page. It has a bee and a hive on it, so stitched around that. And inside of it is one of these place cards that look kind of like beehive, so I just put it in here. You can write on it, you can fold it in half if you want. Let's turn it the other way. So that's in the pocket, and then behind it is another piece of that Tim Holtz paper. This was from somewhere, and I printed it off, and I cannot remember where. Just a freebie somewhere. It's been a while since I printed it. I added some lace here. And this is from the kit Hello Susan. This is actually the collage page, but I just liked it so much, I just included it as a page in the journal. This belly band comes from the Hello Susan Vintage Bees kit. You can write on this belly band, which I really like. And I didn't do anything else to decorate it. And I made one of these little, I don't even know what she called them. G. Kerr made it using one of her, I think she used, was it one of her Friday freebies? I'm not sure. If it wasn't, it was another video on her YouTube channel. And you basically take a paper, like a 8.5 by 11 paper, and I use a coffee dye one, and you fold it and you make pockets in the front, and there's a pocket there and a pocket there, and I just included some pieces in here that whoever gets this journal might want to include in the journal. Like this is a playing card that I just put some blank paper on there so you can write on it. There's some stamped bees there, or not stamped, yeah, stamped, that's what they are, stamped. And then here's a faux stamp made with a bee from a napkin. And here's another one of those playing cards. And this is just a little booklet I found in my stash. Or not booklet, it's a little tablet. So just some blank paper and the image on the front. So anyway, I just put that here within this belly band. Just a fabric cluster on this piece of scrapbook paper. That's the back side of the Hello Susan papers. This is from a box of Kleenexes, but the colors are great, so I just cut it to be like a little tuck. And this is from the Bountiful Heirlooms Blogspot site, freebies from there. We're just on the back side of everything here. The book, my paper. Another one of these big beehive. It's a fact tag, I guess you would call it, about bees. And on the front, I just covered up the words with my little cluster. And on this one, this is another tag from, this all came from that Bountiful Heirlooms Blogspot. I added some lace here just because it was blue. And here's the second signature, and I put another one of those paper edge clusters, things, whatever you want to call them, on there from the Blogspot. This is from Reader's Digest magazine from a long time ago. I got it as a freebie from somewhere many months ago. I don't even remember where. Hello Susan again, a little cluster. Blue from a tablet. Scrapbook paper. Hello Susan. Robin made me these blocks that are made out of selvages from fabric, and you get all the great words on it. And this was one I cut in two and made a fabric flip for the first journal and then one for this one, and it's on this yellow ledger paper. There's the title page from that book, and it's a great picture. This is a tuck made out of layers of book page with some napkins on there to decorate it, and then just index card with fabric, and another one of these beehive fact sheets. Little Edith Holden, gotta have her in the center of the signature. And I just made this pocket out of a picture from a magazine, was just experimenting with it, added a paper cluster to it. It's stitched around, and another one of these tags. It's from the Bee and Wasp book. On the back side of the signature, so you see in the other sides of those papers. Fabric cluster. This is an envelope I made out of a page from a bartender's guide, and some of the pages you can fold them and you couldn't really tell it was a glass of alcohol or anything, so I just made them into pretty book page envelopes. And on this one I had a fussy cut of honey and lemon, and it's telling on how to make a throat soother. Boy, no, let me start over. A throat soother. Boy, that's hard to say. Anyway, I added some lace here, and this is just one of those pages I was talking about. I just had one left over, and I just folded it up. It could be journaling space. But you can see how they don't fit in the journal, so I stitched them together. And then behind here is a journaling card with bees on it, and if you don't like those, you can just toss it. They're kind of scary looking. Other side of the Reader's Digest. This is just a sticker with a bunch of different elements layered up on it. The Puffs lotion box again into a tuck. And these are both from that Bountiful Heirlooms Blogspot. And there's a tag. I printed these on glossy photo paper just because I had some I wanted to get rid of, so just trying to use it up. Use stuff out of my stash. This is a coin envelope from that site, and I don't know if this is I have it in 2 different sizes, so I'm not sure which one if I made one smaller or one bigger, but anyway, here it is. And I just left it blank, just made it like a little envelope you can put in there, and you can fill it with whatever you want. This is from somewhere. It was a freebie from something. It's also a collage sheet, but I just use it as a page. I think they're too pretty to tear up. I just can't do it. All right, here's some more lace on the scrapbook paper. This is the back of the signature. Next signature's got the same sort of cluster down the edge of the page. Here's a coin envelope I'm actually using as an envelope, and it's got one of those little tags from the blog spot, and here's another one from that Bountiful Heirlooms blog spot. It had a ton of bee stuff there. Hello Susan paper. This is Hello Susan paper. There's some coffee paper. I don't know where I got this. I cannot remember. I've looked through my stash. I can't find it. It's gorgeous. I love it. I have a feeling it was a collage paper again, just tear it up, but I just couldn't do it. I just loved it. And same thing about, oh, I know where this came from. This was Antique Paperia. I just love it. And one of the pages I had bought from her had a bee on it, so I got to print it. So from the kit, the Hello Susan kit, and this was just some soap I had received, oatmeal and honey, and I just left it the way it was. I already had the hole there. Added some ribbon, and there we go. And here's another one of those little fabric clusters I hand stitched. Bees. This is like newsprint. Hello Susan kit. Okay, also in a video, which hopefully I've already uploaded. Did that fall out? I don't know. It was just laying here beside me. I'm not sure where that came from. I shall include it with the journal. I've got another little index card I'm going to include as well. Anyway, another video, the same one I said where I pulled out blindly that greeting card, and I had to make it work in the journal. Same thing with the pocket. I pulled one out blindfolded, and I had to make it work in this journal. Well, I just happened to pull out this one with the flower on it and the plant, and I thought, well, that goes perfect with the bee journal. So the only thing I had to do, I think, was ink it up. And oh, I stitched around it because it had not been stitched around. And this basically is an envelope that opens up. You can write on the inside, and on the front it's got a flower. I glued it on to be a pocket and just put this little journaling card in there. This has got a bee, and I want to say this came from that same blog spot. There's a sticker, and there's actually another label. I just use it as my clean off my stamps. It's a little bit of lace, and put ribbon on the spine, and you've got blank paper to write. So little journaling booklet. Book page. I put it in the center of the signature because I love the blue flowers. They're bachelor buttons, I believe. Okay, tuck made out of the book pages again and the napkin. And just found this picture of a bee. It talks about bumblebees. I'm not sure where. Probably in an old encyclopedia. Just glued it onto this journaling card that had been collaged and then stitched around and added some lace. Blank on the back. Journaling card. I have this. It's also from that Bountiful blog spot. It's on the back side of the paper clip. And this paper clip is just made from a bee. I showed you one in that little booklet. So now you have two. Jelly paper. Pictures are great in that book. I just couldn't cut any of those pages. All right, this came from pixelscrappers.com. And you get like 5 free downloads a day. They have a lot of good stuff. You can buy their kits as well. That's from the Bountiful blog spot. I just had one of these Willodex cards. Did some background stamping in 2 different colors with 2 different stamps. Had that picture, put it on there, and made a little cute little journaling card. Here's the back side of the antique papery paper. This was scrapbook paper. I had this border I put here with the bee, and I just had a little bit left, so I just put it here with it to coordinate a little. Okay, green copy paper. One of these from that blog spot that I put on some book page and stitched around it. And I have another one of those. This one's folded. And this is from the Hello Susan's Vintage Bees kit, I'm pretty sure. But the blues, look at the blues with that book. It's just great. And I think we're at the end. Oh, nope. Another Kleenex box tuck. They make great tucks, I'm telling you. And here's from the Blog Spot, just part of her bead collection. This is a vintage Postal Post address label, and it's got the sticky on the back, but it's not sticky. I mean, if you got it wet, it would be sticky, but you can definitely write on the back and you write on the front. And then on the back, I found this picture in a cookbook, and it had honey, and I just told it how you can sweeten it up, I guess. Sweeten things up with honey. So I included it, made a cute little pocket, and then here's a journaling card. It's got netting on it, or tulle, whatever they call it. That's from the Hello Susan's kit. I'm pretty sure it is. Got the colors, blue colors again. And it's old papers on the back, so it's a great little journaling card. This is a tuck spot. It could hold more if we wanted it to. As a matter of fact, we'll just put these two things in there, since I've got those leftovers, and we'll call this a journal. So anyway, it's going to be for sale on my Etsy shop, Books by Burke. And if you have any questions, just email me, or anyway, I appreciate it. The link's below, so thanks for watching. Bye.